What's up, guys? It's Michael Luso, and today I am partnering with PragerU. I am at UCLA, and we're talking to students about trans athletes. Should trans athletes or trans women be able to compete with biological women in sports? We're going to show them a PragerU Pulse video and get their opinions on it. So we're just going to watch this quick minute video.
Okay.
I'm just going to play it. It's like a minute video, and I just want to get you guys' reactions on it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then what was your name?
Sean.
Sean?
Yeah. Jade.
Jade. Michael, nice to meet you. So what are your first thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not really comfortable. It calls trans women men, which is not true. I think that this is really trans exclusionary, and it's not anti-feminist to let trans women compete in the same things that biological women are talking about. Just because you're born with a certain body doesn't mean that that's your gender, and I don't really think that it's fair to exclude trans women from being women because that's what they are.
My initial thought was just that the video almost seemed insensitive to the fact that these trans women were identifying as women because it kept referencing them as male. And that was just my initial thought because that's not how they're identifying.
Kind of just doesn't seem fair to have somebody who can like power lift like 400 pounds like go to like a competition where like people just physically don't have like the muscle buildup, and like that can kind of seem unfair in a way.
Biological women who are competing, normally they would get first or second place, but now they're getting, third, fourth, and fifth places, and a lot of women are upset about that. What do you say to those women who who claim they're not, it's not fair for them when they're competing?
Train harder.
I think this area of trans rights in sports has not really fully been covered when it comes to the feminist movement. I think that could be just addressed later on. I think that's also something that comes with multiple cultural movements, for example, like Black Lives Matter, with that in particular when it's looking at things like low-income families and like minority groups. It doesn't consider, for example, African American versus African. So there's areas in every fight that still can be addressed and kind of fine-tuned a little bit further. So I'm hoping to see maybe in a few years we can find something to really have more equitable sports world.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big sports person. I don't know a lot about athletics and things like that, but I think that there is always a benefit in having more discussions like this, because I think a lot of the times now people don't want to talk about anything, and I think that gets us into really binary territories in terms of like, yes, that's great, or no, that's horrible, and I don't think that really helps anyone. Trans women have been excluded from a lot of things for a really long time, historically, institutionally, and I think that it's time that we let trans women live lives as women that they are, and I don't really know what that means for the sporting world, and I can't say I have a lot of investment in the sports world, but I do have a lot of investment in trans women being treated like women.
Yeah. So you don't think it's any form of equality that feminists actually fight for when transgender women compete with biological women?
Yeah, I mean like that's not, I mean like you can support them, but at the same time that's not supporting like actual biological women and like their own endeavors.
Do you think that trans women should at least have a completion of their transitioning and hormone therapy before they go and compete against biological women?
I don't think so, because I don't think you have to fully transition biologically to be a trans woman. So, no, I don't. I honestly haven't thought a lot about this ever before, so I don't think it's ever really going to be that simple. But I think, you're playing on a team with other women. I think it's important for women of all kinds to support each other. And I don't know what that looks like in sports, but, I think it's going to be cool to see how it plays out.
Yeah, awesome. And have you guys heard of PragerU before?
Nope.
No? They have a lot of educational videos like that, so I like to show it to people and get their opinions on it. So
yeah.
Well, thank you.
I think, I don't know. I had some problems with it.
What problems do you have with it?
Well, it calls trans women men, which is not true. And there are just a few things. It seems like it's a lot of propaganda against trans people, which I'm not in support of. So I just wanted that to be known.
Well, I think it was making the claim that they're biological males, and I think it did say trans women. Do you think that they shouldn't say biological male at all and just only say trans women?
Well, I mean, I think it's important, I guess, for people to know what a trans person is, but I think that's not what it is, and I think that it's really tied up in biology now, which is not really how it is in terms of, like, I don't know, the question you asked me about, do you think that a trans woman should have to fully transition hormonally in order to play on this team? And being a trans person doesn't mean that you have to change your body in any way. It's how you identify. And just because someone is quote unquote male-bodied doesn't mean that they're not a woman. So
there you have it, guys. We got people's reactions on the Prairie U vid. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys.